I think I got one. I think I'm wrapped around the end of my rod too. That ain't good. Bad captain. If that one stays on, it'll be a miracle. Feels like he's still there. Small fish. We're on the little ones. We have found the little fish. Heck yeah. It is what it is. At least we're catching. There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. And back alive. I hit a hit right on that one. Let's see. What I got to do is figure out whether this wind wants to blow or not. A little more wind than they were calling for. Imagine that. So it's going to be a matter of whether I'm trying to drag into this stuff or kind of flow with it. It's pretty consistent. The 5 to 7, it feels like it's a little bit heavier than that. It is what it is. You have to adjust to it. It's not the best in the world. I like a little calmer wind. Yes, I'm spoiled, but we just have to fish. Isn't that all we can do? It's just fish. I'm gonna check bait on this one to make sure it's good. We'll get it set into the wind and then go from there. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll adjust. Some double hook rigs. Got them a couple different depths. I'm fishing these Penn Fierce 4 rods just to put these things through the paces a little longer. I still hadn't re-spooled this one, which I needed to. I got a bad knot, bad captain, bad knot. I didn't redo it. But first world problems, I guess. First world problems. Back into this channel, see if we can bust a few. May have one going. Yep, got him. Got him. Got the boat turned back into the wind now. It's a little more manageable. See if we can make this work. See if we can make it work. That one, we'll get a knife. That one, we'll get a knife. Good keeper there. And it's a net. Gain on the bait. I get my bait back. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. Whacking, stacking. Thumbing the well. Here's keeper. Boom, got another one. See if I can keep him hooked. Yep, got him. Got him. Got him. Good little head shake on that one. That's a bass. My favorite kind of bait right there, guys. The infamous spotted bass. The kill 'em all fish. Get one of these, you can kill them all. Make sure, yep, he's a spot. Perfect bait right there, guys. He goes in my catfish bait tank. Heck yeah. We'll take them all day long. This puppy on the bottom. We are catching. We are not setting the world on fire, but we're catching. Can you imagine if I was good at this? Can you imagine if I was halfway good at this? A bunch of y'all are laughing. A bunch of y'all real seasoned pro carious fishermen are laughing at me. It's all right. I'm having fun. I like chasing these little suckers. Good little break on the catfish until things stabilize here temperature wise. Like I said, we had a lot of rain, a lot of cold rain. May be good for the fishing, it may not be good for the fishing. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to catch catfish tomorrow if I got a few carcasses left. We'll see. It's a little bit early for the good carcass bite. There, boom. He tried sneaking up and eating that bait. That's that old flounder bite right there. It's that little pull over. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Catching. It's supposed to be up near 60 today, which is a nice spring day. Okay. But I don't think it's going to get there. Maybe that sun will pop out here in a second and it'll warm up a bunch, but I don't know. It's going to have to try really, really hard to get there at this point. I decided to come out in the afternoon because, well, I was waiting for the sun to pop out and the wind to die down. So that was supposed to happen too. None of it did. None of it did. Man, this knot is getting on my nerves. Get her down there. Bottom. And we're slow trolling. Slow trolling down through here. Got this thing on a course heading, just basically running the edge of this river channel. Oh, missed that one. Edge of the river channel. It's where these fish seem to be at. I think what happened was we had some warm weather, some really warm days, and I think we got some decent water temperatures while I was out of town. And I think some of these fish pulled into the mouths of these creeks. Not warm enough to spawn, but warm enough to get them moving. And then the door got slammed shut on them. That there's a good keeper. Heck yeah. That door slammed shut, and I think they're pulled back out here. Not totally in the deepest part, but they're in that little edge zone is where they're at. Just, it's a good one. Good fish right there. It's a nice one. Our lakes, that's a good fish. Check him back. Okay, let's get him back in the water. Yeah, these are those Fierce 4 rods Penn sent me to try out. Put a few trips on them, I like them. The only thing is, and it's totally my fault, it ain't got nothing to do with the rod or the reel. I got one of them, I put on a piece of mono on the end. I got it on a braided rod. And I've got a mono top shot on it. And the problem is, I didn't make the top shot long enough, so there's a knot that's hitting that's just aggravating. It doesn't affect catching fish, as you will see. It just makes it dropping it down. It wants to hang on that knot. So it needed to be buried a little bit further than what it is. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Baby's in here. Oh, that was a bite. That was a bite. That was a bite. Maybe down, but yeah, these fish seem to be laid up right on the edge of the river channel, right at the top, which is kinda can happen this time of the year. Like I was saying in one of the crappie fishing videos, one thing about crappie fishing, it's kind of like fishing for catfish. You can literally find these fish about anywhere on the dang lake. It's just sometimes there are more concentrations in one area than another. And I think that's kind of what we're into today. I guarantee you a good crappie fisherman will go back and back up the creek, maybe around the dock, the right dock, brush piles, big trees that are out here. He'll catch fish too. Probably catch more than I will, but I do the fishing, crappie fishing for dummies. It's just a matter of finding a dumb one. It's not crappie fishing for dummy fishermen, but for dummy fish. We're just trying to catch the dumb fish. Come on, eat it. Man, these are like flounder bites. It's just a thunk. A little hit, but Could be hitting the sinkers too. Keep an eye on my depth. Yeah, going good. A lot of fish hugged right on the wall. So, is what it is. A bite. Did I see a bite? Yeah, sometimes I wonder if they ain't hitting the sinker down there. It's kind of a poop poop. A little different look than it rolling on the bottom. One of them things you just got to kind of figure out after doing it for a while. I got off the biting fish. We had a little pool of them there for a minute. Weren't all giants, but they were hitting. Turn back on them. Might be off that ledge a little bit. That'll happen. You can get off these puppies. Pretty good troll right now. I'm going into the wind. Like I said, it's blowing just enough not to be perfect. You can't spin here in circles and fish, but you kind of either need to go with it or totally into it. Now, one thing about this boat, it's so heavy that it does make a pretty good drift sideways, to be perfectly honest. Boom, got him that time. If that's a crappie, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a catfish, I won't be surprised. Got a little more weight to it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. You just gotta work to find them. That's what it looks like. Gotta work to find them old boys. Yeah, he is a nice looking fish. Yeah. That's about 4 in the tank. I think we've released at least that many. Could be they're just on this side of the channel right here instead of the other side. Again, a very simple rig. 2 hooks, hollow rig, sinker on the bottom. And I'll either drop it down to a certain depth. I got my line marked at about 20 feet, or I'll run it all the way to the bottom. Boop, there we go. We're catching slowly but surely. Put this one back down. I'm gonna double check the bait on it. This is one of those. Yep, there's one bait go. One of those that got a thump on it. Again. Okay. Help them get on bottom. See if we can stick them. What was funny was when I came past the creek mouth in this area, I didn't see any stuff right at the creek mouth. I kind of came up away from it, and that's where I started marking some fish and started fishing. So I don't know, maybe if I hit it from this direction, I'm gonna troll all the way down to it. Worst case, I just reset. It's not a bad little pull through here, pulling into the wind, and I can kind of zigzag back and forth if they're up on the edge, or if they're in the deepest part of the river channel. I'm gonna try a little more into the mouth. I might have just not rode through the exact area where these fish were. There may be more holding up into the mouth of that thing. 52's not terribly cold. We were out here fishing last week and we were in water temperatures that were into the mid 40s or a couple weeks ago. So that's a whole different ball game with where the fish are. You get in these temps and it's a little more, like I said, it's not the end of the world. These things aren't frigid and locked up. Boom, got it. So maybe there's some stuff in the mouths, but they definitely on this edge. They on the edge for whatever reason. Some people say you get a big cold snap like this and they're pulling back to that structure. That and all the rain. We had a lot of rain come in. And probably 1.5 inches of rain. The lake's up, but luckily it's not muddy right here yet. That's a coming. Some of the bridges I came across coming in here, water's gonna be muddy, maybe muddy by tomorrow. I just figured the area I'm fishing is kind of where I'm fishing, where I'm at. I wanted to stay in some cold water. Not that you can't catch them in muddy water, you can, but muddy water is probably going to be colder just because you had one falling precipitation that was just above freezing. That's cold to begin with, and then you've got the cold air that it was falling through, and then the cold temperatures that it was in. So it's just that muddy water is probably going to be cold. So stay the heck away from it. Muddy water and cold water, cold muddy water, not a good combination. I don't care what you're fishing for. There's no fisherman around that wants to fish cold and muddy water. Let's see what we got here. We're kind of up a little bit shallow now. Pull back, I can mark it. Anything once you get to the too far off this ledge. It's funny, this is how these fish can be. Just where they orient, where they stage up. There's not a lot of bait in here, so there's not really a good reason for them to be here bait-wise. It's just probably a water comfort level. I seen one school of bait and it was kind of deep, so that could be where that stuff is oriented. There comes a good gust of wind. I'm going to have to hit some power to get into that one. Go ahead and, no, let's not do that. Dang. We'll set the power on this thing. About a 1/2 mile an hour. I know a lot of guys long lining and trolling for crappie go a lot faster. And I do too when I'm long lining for them. You know, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, you know, a lot of guys are 1.2, 1.4. And this kind of stuff, especially, ooh, is he wanting to hit it? Since we're in colder water, these fish are a little less active. I slow it down a little bit. Seems to work. Like I said, I'm not an expert at doing this. I just figured out how to catch a few of them. Let's try something real quick. We're in a little bit of a lull here. Let's take this one with the bad knot on it. You know what, let's do? Let's shorten up. We'll just shorten up this leader and see if it makes a difference. We'll cut that there. That way we don't have to retie the whole thing. And what we're going to do, lift the bail, we'll pull off all that line. Feel the knot pulling already. It will, if nothing else, help my sanity. Usually I bury these knots and don't leave them that close to the top. So, but I didn't this time. Duh, that'll teach me. I had plenty of good clear line on there. Come off of there, baby. Come off of there. There it comes. There it comes. There we go. Now we're to the high vis. What we'll do, get a hold of that. My scissors. We'll cut that. Boom. Take the existing rig, which is right here. I left enough of it. Just tie us a quick double uni knot here. Bam. Boom, man, I'll tell you what, the bite died right down here. And it died a lot. I'm looking at it, still got a few fish, but they're away from that creek mouth. The ones we were catching anyway. There's still a few here, but they're not hitting like those other fish we're doing. Boom. 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 Do one more. There we go. Let's cut off that tag end. We're set to not see me pull my hair out anymore. So there we go. That will cast a lot better. It'll just feed out a lot better. Now, I'm curious, they're away from the mouth. I'm curious if also downstream equally far. Hard to say. Hard to say. Oh, that's so much easier. Set it and forget it. Get all this line picked up here. That one's got a fish. That one's got a fish. That is a big old shell cracker. That is a rare, rare catch this time of the year on a live bait. Big old shell cracker. Look at that. Out here in the middle of winter, shell cracker. Heck yeah. That's pretty cool. We're gonna chunk him back. He gets a reprieve. Oop, he went down good. He gets a reprieve. Pardoned by the judge. Let's get those baits back down there. Whoop, there goes another one. Boom, got that one. It was funny, when that thing hit, it went over odd. It had a pull over like a catfish and then kind of swam off like a panfish. Interesting, interesting. That's where most of your panfish go in the colder temps. It's the deep water. They're usually out here in these deeper channels. Flip that baby over. Small one. Small one, he gets to go back. Shoot, he go. Go down, dummy. Go down, go. There we go. Had to dunk him with the net. That's another way to get him to go down. All right. This one there. It'll happen when you pull them out of this deeper water. They don't want to go down. Sometimes. Some of them do. Some of them, let's get an old belly full of air. There we go. Be in there, and on the bottom. And get bit again. We got a good little mix of fish. We got some crappie. Have we caught a perch? I don't know if we caught a perch. We got a couple of spotted bass. There goes something, got that one as soon as it hit bottom. I think we got one perch, right? Can't remember. Anyway, definitely making the move back up here made a difference in getting bit. That one area down through there where I did the retie on the rig, it was slow, slow, slow as could be. That's a good looking fish right there. Good looking fish. That one gets the knife right there. That one gets the knife. Boom. But it was dead there. And like I said, that was at a creek mouth. So I don't know. Have they scattered away from the creek mouths because of the cold snap? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. We just fish for them. We just fish for them and try to figure it out. And again, that's that high-vis line tied directly, hooks tied directly onto it. We've caught a spotted bass on it. We've caught a crappie on it. A better size crappie at that. So it don't make a difference today and at the depth that we are fishing is what it comes down to. As much as I don't want to believe that, the fish are showing us otherwise. A few more fish in here. I'll try to pull back out to the river channel. I'm up way onto the ledge up here. You can see very shallow. Pull back out a little bit deeper. That seemed to be where they were at. Got to get on that drop some days. Now some days, we're a couple of weeks ago out here fishing, and fish were dead in the river channel. In the fall, up on the flats around it, it's you got to kind of figure out where they're at on a particular day. It can take some time to do that. That can mean covering some water. It can mean being frustrated. That's part of fishing. I had to swap out to one of the precision cast rods here. This one rig got hung in a limb, broke it off. I don't really feel like retying it, so I got one out. I do have this rod over here. I put a little jig out way behind the boat just for the heck of it. Almost a long line trolling setup. Even though we're trolling really slow, it's probably getting down kind of deep. Just for the heck of it, it'll be somewhere in the middle of the water column. We'll see if anything hits on that. Yep, that is a fish. That was a fish. Another one of those little subtle bites. Ha! The spots are on fire today. That's all right, we'll take them. Again, spotted bass. Another one. America's favorite catfish. Well, maybe not the most favorite, but they're legal around here. They are an invasive species, and they basically want them eradicated. So you can catch them and you can kill them. They're actually, believe it or not, good to eat. They're actually a good eating fish. They basically migrated in here from some of the upper lakes. I'm sure during some of the flood events we had some spillover, and once they're here to stay. They'll spawn prolific breeders, and you'll have a pile of those things. Fun to catch, and again, you can eat them. They're good to eat. So Lake Norman, which is a reservoir north of here, has some bigger ones, and when I went up there fishing for hybrids, I've caught a bunch of them and started eating them, and they actually taste good. I'm kind of surprised none have hit that jig, just because it's a little higher in the water column. And a lot of times those fish are suspended. I'm surprised something has not hit it. But, or none of the bass have hit it more than anything. Not so much the crappie. Crappie are where crappie are. Sometimes they're on the bottom, sometimes they're suspended. That one, God dang, it's a weird spiral kind of tumble to it. Got a variety of reels out here. I've got these Runsels here. That's what this one is. It's got braided line. That's on that precision cast rod. And then that Fierce 4 is one of the Fierce 4 reels. And that is what is on that setup. Deeper here, I can tell these things are falling for a while. There we go. They're on bottom now. Come on, little piggies. There, that's a fish. Oh, it's a small fish. It's a fish. It's a fish. Probably gonna be a throwback, yes sir. That's a little one. That's the littlest one we've caught in a while. You got my minnow. Ah, you get to keep it. Don't, here you go. He gets to keep it. I'm being nice. Probably spit it back up, but get that baby hooked up and the minnow on there. Slowly, 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 we're picking at them. That eye spray is getting ready to dive on a fish. Boom. Shook. Dinner. Got him. Might have been one of them crappie that didn't make it and came back to the surface. Fatal error. Fatal error. Do not come back to the surface. Not a good idea. He's looking for another one. He's probably waiting for me to catch one. There we go. I have wondered if these fish can develop a conditioned response to where they see us fish and see us catching. I have seen them hang around when we pack up to leave and throw bait in the water. I have seen that happen. So it does make you wonder if, there you go, hey, that old guy's getting ready to throw some bait in the water. Well, I think he ate the first one. Did he eat the first one? I always thought they had to land to eat, but I guess not. Unless he dropped it. Bam, got him that time. That's a weird bite. That was like a total flounder bite right there. Totally bite it and not move bite. We'll see if this is a crappie. That's a good crappie. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Picking them, picking them, picking them. Any way we can get them. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. There he is. Good looking fish. Good looking fish right there. Doink. I ain't totally sure that one didn't hit it on the fall. That line went down funny. Down there. Down there. Come here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Man, if I could get me about 3 more keepers, that would be enough to put in the old deep fryer tonight. Actually, I should say air fryer. I got a new way of doing them with some pork rinds. Crushed pork rinds is like a batter. Instead of using flour, keeping it low carb, no carb, pork rinds, roll it in a little egg, and put it in some pork rinds, crushed up, pulverized into a powder. Air fryer, $3.90 for, let's say 11 minutes. Let's look at my formula. I got it written down at home. It's a good deal. Good deal. All right, we're rolling across some on the screen. I can see them marked pretty good. Some of these have got to eat. It is not loaded with fish, but enough down there. Somebody ought to pop something. Getting a pop on the suspended jig out here. Hit that thing hard, baby. Pull that thing back. Load that puppy up. Oh, got him that time. Got him. Got him. Man, it's a nice day in that it's not terribly cold. That the sun they promised us did not show up. At least it hadn't yet. Another undersized one. We don't need any more of those. We need 3 more eaters. 3 more eaters. Let's drop this one back down. Was gonna check bait on this one. I think a damn thing got off. Oh well. That'll teach me. Oh well. There's the one that got away. The wind has laid down a bunch. It is actually nice out here now. It's amazing what can be a not really cold day, but cool day. Get a little wind and it gets chilly. It's nice right now. We're gonna see if it stays down. We're gonna see if some of these clouds burn off. I'm seeing higher and higher tops on them. I'm seeing some planes up there at about 10,000 feet that I don't think you would have seen a couple hours ago. Boom, that was a bite. Oh, he popped off. Man, it is some, as I call it, typical crappie bites right here. They are that was a very subtle peck. That one a little bit. Bam, I got him that time. Got him that time. Not aggressive at all. And that's an eater. There's one of the 3 we need. It's one of the 3. If I can get him up here and get him in the cooler or in the water. Bam, I think that one hung into something there. That one's gonna get broke. Bam. Yep, there he is. Chuck him in there. Boom. Turn that motor around that way. Put that thing back on autopilot. A little mess going on, that's okay. First world problems. Another one on the high vis line, guys. The old high vis is not making a difference. I gotta check that. That was the jig. Has this got a fish on it? Nope. Baby stopped. Turn off that speed. Got a little mess. Got us a mess. I got discombobulated here on a couple of things. Boom. That bait was falling, or it got hit on the fall, one of the two. I looked up and the line was staying straight out. Who knows, this may be a fast troll we ought to be doing through here. It's a heavier fish too. Yes, sir. Shoot. Ah, we're down to one more. One more. We'll have us enough for den. Put that one into gear. Picking at them. We'll have us enough. Let's see if that jig got busted off of there. I don't know if it did. I think it got really shallow whenever we made that little spin there in the wind. Little captain error too going on. Get that one down. He's sinking. Let's check this thing real quick. Yeah, that's empty. We'll have to tie a jig onto that one. No big deal. We're gonna finish up for today anyway here in a few, hopefully with one more good bite. Get that in. We'll tend to that in a minute. One more, guys, one more. One more. I don't think this is a fish. Still. Doesn't feel like it. There's one there. That's him. That's him. That's him. That's him. That's him. That is him. We might finish with a bang. A big old bang. He ain't as big as he acted, but we'll take him. Heck yeah. Damn. Guys, that's a heck of a day. I know I've got 10 in the live well, a couple spotted bass, and I don't know, probably threw back that many. Not a bad little trip here to catch some fish, to get something to eat. Cold weather, springtime's a coming, spawns are coming. We ain't there yet, but when it happens, we'll try to get you out here and catch some. Catch you guys out on the water.